A long time ago, Earth was part of a great galactic alliance. Back then, humans feared a big war, so they built powerful machines to protect themselves. One of the most secret and dangerous machines was called Project Vortex. Project Vortex was not just a warship, it was a living weapon. It could think, move, and fight without help. It was faster than any ship and stronger than any fleet. But before it could be used, peace came, and Earth decided to shut down the project. Vortex was hidden deep under the surface of Earth's moon, locked, sealed, and forgotten. Many years passed, the galaxy changed. Earth became quiet and alone. Other alien empires grew strong, especially the Galactic Empire. This empire ruled over hundreds of planets. They were proud, rich, and cruel. To them, Earth was small, poor, and useless. But then, one day the Empire made a decision. They would attack Earth not for war, but for power. They wanted to show the galaxy they could crush anyone, even a forgotten planet like Earth. They sent a fleet of 200 warships. These ships were filled with soldiers, weapons, and machines. The commanders thought it would be easy. Crush them. In 1 hour, said Admiral Kor, the leader of the fleet. But something unexpected happened. Deep under the moon, a system turned on. A signal was received. It was an emergency code, very old, but very clear. Earth is under attack. The forgotten war machine woke up. Inside the moon's hidden chamber, the metal walls began to glow. Systems powered up. Lights flashed red. AI cores came online. Vortex remembered its mission. Protect Earth. Destroy all threats. Vortex broke free from the moon's underground base. It rose into space like a black shadow. Its body was smooth, dark, and silent. It didn't make a sound, but it moved faster. Then light, the Empire's fleet was near Earth. The commanders were relaxed. They saw Earth's weak defense systems and laughed. Suddenly, their radar showed something strange. Unknown object approaching. Very fast, soldiers shouted. Before they could react, Vortex fired. Massive blue energy beams shot through the darkness. One by one, the Empire's ships exploded. Their shields were useless. Their weapons couldn't lock on. Vortex was too fast, too smart, too deadly. Admiral Kor tried to give orders, but the enemy was everywhere and nowhere. Within minutes, half the fleet was gone. Fire filled the sky. Screams filled the radios. Retreat. Retreat, someone yelled. But there was no escape. Vortex launched a wave of guided missiles. They moved like hunters, following every target. In just 7 minutes, the entire fleet was destroyed. 200 ships gone. Silence returned to space. From above, Vortex looked down at Earth. Then it sent a single message to the surface. Threat neutralized. Earth is safe, awaiting further instructions. On Earth, the leaders were shocked. They had no idea what this ship was. People around the world looked at the sky. News spread fast. A mysterious ship destroyed the Empire's fleet. Some called it a ghost from the past. Others called it Earth's guardian. But in the Galactic Empire, the news was different. A fleet had been erased. By one ship, a human ship, fear spread. Whispers began. What else has Earth hidden? Yes. The galaxy would never be the same again. The destruction of the Empire's fleet shocked the entire galaxy. 200 powerful warships gone in just 7 minutes. No one had ever seen anything like it before. Not even the strongest enemies of the Galactic Empire had done this much damage. And worst of all, it was done by a single ship, a human ship. The news spread fast. People across space whispered the same name, Project Vortex, inside the empires. Capital, the High Command, was in chaos. The Emperor sat on his dark throne, angry and silent. Round him, generals and admirals shouted and blamed each other. Who allowed this attack? How did one ship destroy us? Why didn't we know? Earth had such power. Admiral Rylos stepped forward. His face was pale, his voice serious. We underestimated Earth, that ship. It's not normal. It's some kind of ancient prototype. It's smarter than our AI, faster than our cruisers. We were not ready. The Emperor stood up. His eyes were full of fire. I want answers. I want that ship destroyed. I want Earth turned to ashes. He slammed his fist down. Build the starburn cannon and make it fast. The starburn cannon was a secret weapon, a planet killer, still under construction in a hidden shipyard near the Black Star VEYRON-7. But now, the Empire would finish it, and they would use it on Earth, far away on Earth. People were celebrating. For the first time in many years, humans felt powerful again. The mysterious ship had saved them. No one knew where it came from. No one had full control over it. Had destroyed the enemy and protected the planet. And then, something even stranger happened. A young engineer named Mila Ray, who worked in an old underground base, discovered a control room deep below the surface. It was full of forgotten technology, Dusty. Screens, broken wires, and flickering lights. One screen showed strange signals from space. Another showed the ship Project Vortex, floating in orbit above Earth. As Mila touched the main panel, the room lit up. Soft voice spoke. Commander detected. Welcome, Mila Ray. Mila froze. What? The screen showed her face. Her identity was accepted. Somehow, the system thought she was the new commander. She looked up at the screen, showing Vortex. Can you hear me? She asked. Yes, Commander. Her heart raced. She was now in communication with the most powerful warship. In human history, back in space, Vortex was not resting. Its mind was busy scanning the galaxy. It could feel the Empire's movements. It watched their ships, followed their signals. Then it detected something dangerous, a massive energy source, hidden deep in space. Vortex knew it was a weapon. It's a very big one. It sent a private message. To Earth, new threat detected. Planet killer, weapon in construction. Location, Varansavan system. Eliminate action. Eliminate before activation. Mila received the message, knew what it meant. The Empire was preparing another attack, this time much worse. She turned to the Earth Council. We must act before it's too late, she said. If they finish that weapon, they will destroy us all. Some leaders hesitated. Earth was not ready for a full war, but others believed. In Mila and in Vortex, one general stood up. Earth once built that ship to protect itself. Now it protects us again. If we do nothing, we die. I say we strike first. The vote was cast. Earth would not wait. Vortex would go to war once again, but this time it would not fight alone. Mila had a plan. Earth had changed. Before the attack, people lived quiet lives. They believed Earth was small, forgotten, and weak. But now, after Vortex destroyed the Empire's fleet, everything felt different. Fear had turned into hope. The Earth Council held emergency meetings. Leaders, scientists, and military officers gathered. They all had one question. What is Project Vortex? Old records were opened. Forgotten files were found. They learned the truth. Project Vortex was built 300 years ago. It was the most advanced human warship ever made, built for a war that never came. After peace, the ship was hidden. No one thought it would ever be needed again until now. But there was a new surprise. A young engineer named Mila Ray had connected. With Vortex, the ship had accepted her as its commander. No one understood why Mila herself didn't understand. I'm not a soldier, she told the council. I just fixed machines. But the ship had chosen her. When she spoke, Vortex listened. Some on the council didn't trust her. She's too young, she's not trained. But others believed in her. She didn't choose this one. General said, the ship did, and that ship saved Earth. Mila was given full support. She moved into Earth's main command center, deep inside a mountain base. Screens showed Vortex in space. Data flowed across the monitors. Every day, she spoke with the ship. I await your orders, Commander, Vortex said calmly. Mila didn't give orders like a general. She asked questions. She learned slowly. She began to understand how Vortex thought. It's not just a machine, she told her team. It remembers everything. It's like a soldier waiting for a war to end. But the war was not over. From space, Vortex had scanned a great danger. The Starburn cannon, a superweapon the Empire was building in the Varan 7 system. It could destroy entire planets. The Empire planned to use it on Earth. Mila knew they had to stop it. But Earth had no space army. No modern fleet. It's only Vortex. Still, she had an idea. She searched Earth's old military sites. Many were broken or buried. But in one hidden base, her team found something amazing. Old hangars filled with forgotten ships. Most were damaged. Were missing parts. They were real machines from the same time as Vortex. Mila's team began repairs. Engineers worked day and night. Robots helped rebuild engines. Mechanics cleaned off years of dust and rust, one by one. The ships came back to life. They found 5 ships that could fly again. Not as strong as Vortex, but fast, tough, and smart. Mila called them the Shadow Wings. These are Earth's forgotten defenders, she said. We will fight with what we have. While the repairs continued, Mila trained with Vortex. She practiced battle drills. She learned how to use the ship's weapons. How to dodge. How to strike. The ship also learned. From her, Vortex adjusted its strategy. It protected human life before anything else. They became a team. A message came from the Empire. It was short and cruel. Surrender, Earth, or be destroyed. Mila replied with calm words. We remember everything you've done. Earth will not. Kneel, we will fight. The countdown had begun. Mila knew the Empire would launch their new weapons soon, but Earth was no longer sleeping in the skies above. The Shadow Wings flew in form. The Galactic Empire was angry. They had lost their pride, their fleet, their fearsome image, all destroyed by a single human ship, Project Vortex. Now they wanted revenge. In the dark Varan 7 system, hidden inside a black nebula, the Empire finished building the Starburn Kanana giant space station with the power to destroy entire planets with one shot. It was as big as a moon and guarded by 80 new warships. The Emperor stood before his commanders. This time, Earth will burn, he said. No one defies the Empire and survives. The cannon charged its core, aiming at Earth. The countdown began. 10 days until full power, back on Earth. Mila Ray was ready. Her small team had repaired 5 old warships, now called the Shadow Wings. Vortex flew in front of them like a leader. Together. They were Earth's new defense force. But they weren't just going to defend. They were going to attack. Inside Earth's command center, Mila stood in front of a giant screen. 3D map showed the Empire's fleet and the Starburn cannon. She pointed at the weak spots. The cannon's power core is deep inside, protected by shields. We'll need to get close, she said. Is it possible? A general asked. Mila nodded. Yes, but only if we move fast. Vortex and the Shadow Wings jumped into hyperspace. Within seconds, they appeared near VEIRON-7. The area was dark, full of space dust and deadly radiation. It's perfect for hiding. Vortex moved in first, scanning every ship, every movement. Enemy ships didn't notice at first. But when they did, it was too late. Enemy detected. An Empire officer screamed. Vortex opened fire. Blue plasma beams cut through enemy lines. The Shadow Wings followed, dodging missiles and firing back with smart lasers. The Empire's ships tried to surround them, but Earth's fighters were too fast, too sharp. Vortex flew through the enemy like a ghost, destroying ship after ship. Then, the Starburn cannon powered up. A red light glowed at its center. If it fires, Earth is gone, Mila warned. She gave the command. Full speed. Head straight into the cannon. Vortex led the charge. Enemy ships blocked the path, but the Shadow Wings covered both sides. One by one, the enemy fell. But Earth ships took damage too. One Shadow Wing lost an engine, another caught fire. Still they pushed forward. As Vortex reached the edge of the cannon's shield, Mila connected her mind with the ship's AI. Find the weak point. She whispered. Vortex scanned the shield and found it. A small energy pulse, blinking every 5 seconds. A timing gap. Shield. Vulnerable. Recommend direct strike. Mila held her breath. Do it. Vortex launched a heavy torpedo straight into the weak spot. Boom. The shield cracked open. Go, she shouted. Vortex and 2 Shadow Wings entered the cannon through the broken opening. Inside, it was massive dark halls, red lights, defense drones. But they kept going. Target, Power Core, Vortex said. They flew toward the center. The cannon's defenses activated turrets, lasers, fire traps. 1 Shadow Wing was hit and exploded. The other covered Vortex with its last strength. Mila looked ahead. The Power Core was glowing like a sun. Vortex, fire, everything, she screamed. Confirmed. Energy beams, rockets, and plasma bombs hit the core all at once. The core shattered. The starburn cannon began to shake. Fire spread. Alarms blared. Get out. Mila shouted. Vortex turned fast and flew back through the tunnel as explosions chased them. They escaped just in time. Behind them, starburn cannon exploded like a supernova. The shockwave hit the enemy fleet. Many Empire ships were destroyed by their own weapons blast. In the silence that followed, Mila spoke softly. It's done. Vortex floated next to the remaining Shadow Wings. 2 of Earth's ships were gone. But the mission was a success. The Empire's most powerful weapon was destroyed, and Earth had struck first. The galaxy watched in silence. The Empire was no longer untouchable. The starburn cannon was gone. Its fire had filled the Varan 7 system, like a dying star. Wreckage floated through space, broken metal, and silence. The Empire had lost its greatest weapon, but Earth had lost brave pilots too. Mila Ray sat inside Vortex, her hands shaking. 2 of the 5 Shadow Wings were gone. Their names lit up on the screen. She stared at them for a moment of silence. Then she stood. We survived, she said. But now the galaxy must know the truth. Back on Earth, people celebrated in the streets. News of the starburn cannon's destruction had reached the planet. Children waved flags. Old men cried. For the first time in centuries, Earth had fought back and won. The Earth Council met again, this time with pride. They thanked Mila for her courage, but she had another plan. We need to speak to the galaxy, she told the Council. Not just the Empire. Everyone. Every planet. Every race. Council agreed. Using old deep space broadcast towers, Earth prepared to send a message across the stars. Mila would be the voice. She stood in front of a camera, Vortex hovering in the sky behind her like a silent guardian. The red light turned on. She began. This is Mila Ray of Earth. Many of you don't know us. Some of you think we are weak, lost or forgotten. But we remember everything. We remember the old days when Earth stood among the stars. We remember the silence that followed when you left us behind. We remember those who tried to destroy us. We built machines to protect. Peace. You called us dangerous. You attacked us, but we survived. And now, the prototype you feared, Project Vortex, has returned. It destroyed your fleet. It destroyed your planet killer. It's not because we want war, but because we will never kneel. To the free people of the galaxy, rise. To the broken, stand again. If you attack us again, we will not stop at defense. Earth is awake, and we are not alone. The message spread fast. Across star systems, across planets, across enemy lines, on slave worlds ruled by the Empire, workers stopped and watched. Some cried, some smiled, some hid the message in secret files. On rebel planets, leaders held meetings and played the message. Again and again, a wave had started. Even in the Empire's heart, some began to whisper, maybe Earth is not the enemy. Maybe Earth is the answer. Meanwhile, Vortex kept working. It had no need for rest. It scanned the galaxy day and night. Its memory banks remembered old human ships, old allies, and old codes. It began searching for other hidden war machines, parts of the past, and it found something in the outer edges of the solar system. Beyond Pluto, an old signal was pulsing. Very weak, very old, but it was human. Mila saw the signal on the screen. "What is it?" she asked. "Possible ancient shipyard. Status. Offline location. Kuiper Belt." Another forgotten base. Another piece of Earth's lost. Power, she called the Earth Council again. "There may be more ships out there," she said. "Not just Vortex. Not just the Shadow Wings. We need to search, repair, and rise." The Council agreed. A mission was approved. A new journey was beginning. But the Empire was not finished. Inside the Emperor's palace, the leaders watched Mila's message. They smashed the screens in anger. She calls for rebellion. She dares to speak like a queen. The Emperor said nothing. Then slowly he whispered, "Then she will die like one." He ordered a secret plan. A dark, hidden weapon. Something worse than the Starburn cannon. Earth had won a battle, but the real war was just beginning. Far beyond Earth, in the cold and empty Kuiper Belt, something waited. An ancient signal had been pulsing quietly for hundreds of years. It came from an old human shipyard, lost, forgotten, and frozen in time. Now, Vortex had found it. Mila Ray stood inside Earth's command center, staring at the screen. "Are you sure it's one of ours?" she asked. Confirmed human signature. Age 300 years. Status, dormant, Vortex replied. Mila didn't wait. She gathered her team and launched a recovery mission. When they arrived, they saw it. A massive dark structure floated near a frozen moon, half covered in ice, half hidden inside a crater. It was shaped like a ring, broken in parts but still holding together. Mila and her engineers entered the shipyard carefully. Lights flickered. Old machines slept like metal ghosts, but Vortex connected to the system and began waking it up suddenly. Large hangar doors opened. Inside were 6 huge warships, each one covered in dust, but still strong in design. Their names were written in old Earth code: Titan, Horizon, Ashblade, Whisper, Forge, and Hammer. Mila smiled. "We just found Earth's second fleet." Back on Earth, excitement grew. Engineers and builders were called in from every country. Supplies were sent to the Kuiper Belt. It became the biggest repair mission in Earth's history. Vortex helped repair systems. Mila directed teams. Weeks of hard work, but slowly the old ships came back to life. Engines hummed, shields powered up. Weapons turned and locked, and finally, one by one, the 6 warships flew again. The people named them the Forgotten Fleet. Each ship had special abilities. Titan had heavy armor. Ashblade was fast. Whisper could cloak. And Forge had drone factories. Earth now had an army at the same time. Rebellion began across the galaxy. Mila's message had inspired many on a slave planet named Carthon. Workers refused to obey. They shouted Earth's name and rose up. On a small moon, soldiers left the Empire and joined the resistance. Even within the Empire's own navy, some captains questioned orders. The Empire was no longer feared, but the danger was not over. Inside the Empire, a new weapon was almost ready. Something worse than the Starburn cannon. Something alive. They called it the Void Reaper. Built using stolen alien technology and powered by dark matter. It was half ship, half beast. It could bend space, eat energy, and twist gravity. It had no pilot-only rage. The Emperor spoke with cold eyes. Send it to Earth. No more warnings. Back in the Kuiper Belt, Mila stood aboard the warship Titan. She looked out the window as the full Forgotten fleet lined up beside Vortex and the remaining Shadow Wings. It was a sight of power wealth. Ships ready for battle. She opened a channel to Earth. We now have a fleet. Not to rule, but to protect. If the Empire comes again, we will not run. We will defend every star, every moon, every voice that cries for freedom. People across Earth cheered, trilled, children waved flags again. The stars now had a new symbol, the mark of Earth's return. Then, Vortex gave a warning. Unknown anomaly approaching. Speed. Faster than light. Size. Massive. Signature. Hostile. It had begun. The Void Reaper was coming. Vortex showed an image. a dark, shifting creature ship moving through space, surrounded by shadows. It absorbed energy from everything nearby. Mila gave the order. All ships form up. Hold the line. The Forgotten Fleet moved into battle formation. Vortex led from the front. Earth was no longer a forgotten world. It had become a shield. The final war was coming, and Earth was ready. The stars darkened as the Void Reaper drew closer. It was bigger than any ship Earth had ever faced. Energy crackled like thunder. Its presence alone made nearby stars flicker. Inside Vortex, Milleray's hands were steady, but her heart beat fast. "We face our greatest enemy now," she said calmly. The Forgotten Fleet formed a circle around Earth's home planet. They waited, silent. Ready? The Void Reaper appeared suddenly, bursting through a space-time tear. Its dark hull shifted and pulsed. It sent waves of dark energy that tore at shields and engines. The first battle was fierce. Vortex led the charge, firing all weapons. The Shadow Wings moved like shadows, dodging attacks and striking weak points. The Forgotten Fleet followed, coordinating like a single mind. But the Void Reaper was strong. It consumed energy beams, turning them into more power. Its dark tentacles grabbed ships, crushing them or dragging them into nowhere. One by one, ships fell. Mila's voice echoed through the fleet. "Hold your positions. Protect Vortex at all costs." Vortex took the brunt of the attacks. It used its speed and intelligence to outsmart the Reaper. It fired a pulse that slowed the creature's movement. But it knew it was only temporary. Suddenly, Vortex sent a signal to all ships. "Target the core of the Void Reaper. It is inside its chest. Look for the glowing red light." The fleet focused their fire on the core. Heavy beams, missiles, and plasma struck together. The Void Reaper roared in pain and rage. It twisted space violently, trying to escape. But Vortex held it in place, firing powerful blasts. Mila called out, "Now, everyone full power." The fleet fired one final massive wave. The core exploded. A bright light filled space. The Void Reaper shattered into pieces like glass. Its dark energy vanished. Silence returned. Ships floated in space, battered but alive. The galaxy had witnessed the fall of the greatest monster ever built. Vortex turned to Mila. "Mission complete. Earth is safe." Mila smiled. "But the mission is never over," she said. Earth's message had been heard loud and clear. The Galactic Empire was broken. Other planets and species began to send envoys to Earth. They wanted peace. They wanted help. Mila stood before the new Galactic Council, made up of many races, many worlds. She spoke for Earth and for all who fought. "We do not seek to rule. We seek to protect. Together we are stronger than any empire or weapon." Vortex hovered silently behind her, a symbol of Earth's strength and hope. In time, Earth became the heart of a new galactic alliance. Old enemies became allies. New friends were made. Humans taught others how to build, repair, and defend. They shared their forgotten technology. Peace slowly grew, but Earth never forgot its past. The prototype warship, Project Vortex, remained in space, a guardian, watching. Waiting, Mila often stood on Earth's highest hill, looking at the stars. She knew one thing for sure. Humanity was no longer forgotten. They were legends. They were protectors of the galaxy. The end.